We are good to go. Hello and welcome again to a brand new episode. And I know it's been a while. It has been 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I don't know how long it's been, but we're here now. It's your hosts, Larry and Steve. Stevie, how you doing? How's things?
Very well, mate. How are you?
Yeah, tired, you know. It's been 3 weeks of just moving shit. And for anyone, by the way, who's moving a couple of doors down from where they already live, yeah, it's actually harder to move out than it is to like go to a different place or a different town. Do you know what I mean? Because with a different place, town, you get a van, you put everything in the van, and that's it. Then you just, sort everything out. Whereas here, because I can't get a van, it makes no sense. It's literally 2 doors down from where I lived. So we're just carrying things.
So who was it? Who was carrying?
Me.
And
because my wife is pregnant, so she can't carry shit. And both times my parents actually did come down to help. We were sort of set back from the workers, so they couldn't even do anything. So it was literally 2 wasted trips for them. But yeah, wrist-wise, yeah, it's been painful, man. It really has not been, because it's not even just the moving. It's like building the flat pack furniture. So I had to build a wardrobe by myself. That shit was heavy to lift, and then put together and so on. So yeah, there's plenty of flat pack assembly around, and I'm sick of it. I'm not gonna lie, I am totally sick of it. But at the same time, I feel like I can make a very good career out of it. Just loaning myself out to people who've ordered IKEA packaging. So if anyone out there listening who wants help, let me know.
There's definitely a career out there, mate. Honest, definitely a career, because people don't like doing it. I personally can't and don't and won't because I'm shit. But yeah, there's certainly a man with a van, flat pack kind of
Absolutely.
help. There's 100% business out there, mate.
When I used to work at Nissan, a guy who I worked with, by the end of like my tenure there, he was just about to leave as well, but he had a little side hustle. He literally had a business called Flat Pack Guy, and that's what he did. That's literally what he did, like, in the afternoons, and you can tell, like, his sales dropping and then him spending more time away from work. So again, I think he's still going. And back then we were always sort of like, oh, fucking Flat Pack Guy, anyone can do that. Yes, but they won't.
No.
But they will not. So, if IKEA charge £600, by the way, to like not, to come to your house and build the wardrobe that you just spent over $1,500 on. So that's literally £600. You can charge people whatever the fuck you want.
I think I just work once a week.
You can charge whatever. Yeah.
Once a week you could.
Yeah, and especially if it's big wardrobes from like IKEA and stuff like that, that's literally £300-400 you can just walk away from, and what do you need to go to work for? So it's something that I've been considering actually, like, since been doing this for the past month. But yeah, it's just my wrist won't really like that. So but it has been a bit painful, to be fair, but it had to be done, mate.
Are you kind of still got boxes everywhere then, or not? Are you fully kind of in as such?
So I'll show you real quick. So obviously the body bag behind me.
I like that one.
That's
moved. It moved then.
Because it did. It's they're not.
They're not
dead. We don't kill them all the way. So we've got the new sofa, which is honestly, it's so much better than the old bullshit that they had across it. But yeah, you can see like just shit everywhere.
Nice.
It's not, it's not exactly messy or anything, or like sort of dirty, if you will. It's just a bit messy.
How many bedrooms is it?
Chaotic. It's just the one.
One bedroom, yeah.
Yeah, just a 1 bedroom, mate. We love the area, and we thought we'll have to jump on this.
Yeah.
It's a good op to jump on, and then obviously little boy is on his way.
Little boy Blue.
Yeah, well,
Bonnie Blue,
like Man of the Moon. No, Bonnie Blue. That's not that. Moving swiftly on to Bonnie Blue, and for any man who's actually been there, you are disgusting, my friend. Okay, there you go. We'll move past that now. Bit of free advertising for Bonnie Blue. Not like she needs it. Do you know what I mean? We need it from her. So
were you a tad intrigued, or was it just
by Bonnie Blue's video? Not really. Not one bit actually. No, I wasn't.
I keep seeing like people putting on bits and bobs on the news and stuff, and I'm kind of intrigued by people that went and was disgusted by it all. And I'm thinking, and I wanted to read about it because I thought, wonder what it was like. But apparently it was just a free for all, wasn't it?
I've actually seen. Well, you say that, but I've actually seen a video of both of them. There's Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips, right? I've seen both of their YouTube videos where they sort of, after all this happened. And to be honest with you, you know what it sounded like? It sounded like fucking you queuing up for the buffet. That's literally what it sounded like. And you can see a camera angle, like, which obviously they don't show the guys' faces, they only show the feet. And again, they're just literally stood outside queuing up behind, outside this hotel room. And I saw that and I was like, boys, you literally stood in a queue, 300 of you, or however many it was, 100 or whatever it was, right? You stood in a queue, right? And you're all lads and you all know what you're about to go and do. You might as well just fucking toss each other off in the queue, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Get yourself prepared for it. Like, what's the last guy gonna think? You know what? It's like melted cheese in prosciutto. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, in Bucket, Welly, everything comes to mind, and
it's honestly, it's like throwing a sausage down the corridor, isn't it? All that malarkey, you know, it's fucking wizard sleeve and all that shit. What are you gonna find in there? So yeah, no, I think I honestly I find it absolutely disgusting. Like just the even thought of the lads going out of their way to drive and then queue up and then see other lads queuing up, and you're thinking, honestly, you might as well just get your dicks out now and just literally a dick measuring contest. That's what it's come to now. Do you know what I mean? Because she doesn't care. She's just there for the, you know, she doesn't care about anything.
It's just the numbers, isn't it? Numbers game. It's like selling cars, isn't it? I suppose.
And I'll be honest with you, right? I'll be honest. Like, as much as people will, you know, sort of point the finger at them, at the girls, and go, "Oh, you fucking sluts," and it's like, bro, right, they came out and they owned it. They were like, yeah, I love sucking dick. So I was like, all right, sure. Well, there's no point. All I'm trying to say is there's no point sort of, if you ever see them to go like, oh, you're disgusting. It's like, they don't care. No. They know what they're doing. Yeah. They enjoy it.
They're getting millions for it. So what?
Happy days. It's just, I don't like the whole 100 guys, 1,000 guys business. That I don't care about. Do whatever you want. Do you know what I mean? In porn sites or whatever it is. But yeah, so I think that's enough on Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips, right?
We've given enough time, together.
I think we've given enough time, yeah. But not just now, actually. Okay, moving on. Okay, just for the listeners, by the way, before we jumped on this recording, we've already spoken for 35 minutes. And the thing is, it was one of those conversations where we made sure that we didn't say anything, just so we could say
I was desperate to talk about it, but I thought we'll have to leave it. We'll have to leave it.
Yeah. So 35 minutes trying to sort out our laptop, and we had to stay away from talking about Arsenal. But unfortunately, the time has come, and here we are. Here we are, Stevie. Okay. First things first, right? Obviously, there's been 3 matches on. Has been 3 matches?
Yes.
3 matches.
Yes.
Apart from the first one that I didn't watch, the other 2 I did catch up on highlights on the majority of the match, to be fair, like, you know, because the Albanian TV, they sort of literally had a rerun of the full match, which I was like, wow, I wasted £5 for no reason whatsoever. so I caught up on you know, sort of later evenings, and I know you watched them like whilst it was happening, so you watched them live. You've obviously you know, we've spoken about it, so you know, I'm not here to be like, oh, tell me everything about the match, because I did watch it. So it's just, you know, some things that popped up and some things that I think are worth discussing. Obviously, not in the least, Victor Gyokeres, because he had such a short cameo. I think probably start there. Yeah, because, you know, everything that happened around him. So
yeah, obviously we'll start there. But what I want to start with is how I felt. I don't know about yourself, but how I felt when the news broke. And I've been reading reports, obviously daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, etc. And as I felt as though the deal was getting closer, I don't know about yourself, but when I felt as though the deal was getting closer, I started getting a bit excited. And then when it was announced, I don't know about yourself, but it's going to sound totally gay, this, but I got really emotional. I didn't bawl my eyes out. I just felt as though I'd won my girlfriend. A bizarre sort of thought. It's like a girlfriend had been brought back into my life or something. It's such a bizarre, I can't explain it really, but when it was announced and it was like, yeah, we've signed him, fucking hell. We've actually signed him, this player that we've been basically all year really, since January the 1st. We've been hankering after this player. People might say Sesko or whatever, but we both said it. I think a lot of the pundits and a lot of the fans on the other podcasts and stuff have said it, haven't they? Everyone wanted Gyokeres. We weren't bothered who it was. It was Sesko or Gyokeres, but deep down we all wanted him. And when it was finally announced, that was just how I personally felt. It was like, thank fuck, we've got him, mate. Honest.
Okay, I mean, personally, I think I went the other way, where I was just like, yeah, I've had enough of this now. I'm glad that it's over, so let's just move on. So,
I did sense that.
Yeah, because I mean, we were excited when the transfer window opened and we were linked with both Sesko and Gyokeres, and you know, it was fun to speculate and, you know, to have a chat about the difference in the players that they are. But the fact that it dragged on so long, and I think what did it for me was after they agreed personal terms and it was just on the add-ons that they were like, ooh, well, okay, let's take a step back a second, because, you know, add-ons. And I think after that's where I was sort of like, you know what, I don't really care anymore. I just needed this to be over with.
They ruined it, didn't they? They did ruin it.
They did. And the thing is, obviously, you know, we can sit here now in hindsight and think, oh, well, you know, we made a big deal in June when we're like, how come we haven't signed anyone? And then the whole of July, you know, we literally spent money in July to bring in the players. But I don't think it was an overreaction from the fans in June because of the situation that we were in. You know, we hadn't signed anyone at the time. Liverpool were making moves, City were making moves, Chelsea, United were being linked with players that we could have potentially been linked with. So no, I don't think it was an overreaction. And if I go back to that time, I would probably be exactly the same. Because again, as we've said before, experience, history, they sort of dictate how we think, especially during a transfer window. And unfortunately for us, it's just been painful. For a long time, it's been very, very painful. Yes, we brought in some good players like the Aubameyangs, the Ozil, Sanchez and all that stuff. But again, when you think about since we moved to the Emirates, how many times has that happened really? 3 times maybe? 3 times when we've actually signed some good players, Lacazette, Aubameyang, like I said, Sanchez, Ozil. So again, these are just, well, that's it really. And who else did we bring that we got excited over, like during Arteta's reign? No one apart from Odegaard, really. That's it. Sorry, apologies, Declan Rice. Yeah, Declan Rice. That's fair. But I'm saying, like, you know, in the last 10, 15, 16 years, that's all we can sort of say. Like, you know, those have been successful transfer windows. Even though we hadn't won anything apart from the FA Cups, I still think they were successful because we hadn't won a trophy until Ozil came along for like 10 years, 8 years or something like that. 2005 was the last FA Cup we won. And then in 2013 we won we started winning again. So that's the way I look at these players. But again, going back to Sesko and Gyokeres, because of the drama and the saga, just, you know, it seemed to get bigger and bigger and more convoluted. It was just like, man, whatever, man, just whoever it is, bring them in. I'm glad that it's Gyokeres. I've always wanted Gyokeres. At no point did I ever think Sesko was going to be the right guy. As we've said on the podcast, we needed someone who's ready, who's at the right age, and, you know, ready to jump in. A strong guy, ready to jump in. And I think we have that player now. But what did you think of his 15-minute cameo? Like, what? Because I read a lot of stuff online, and again, I think I didn't watch that part of that match with Gyokeres coming on. But I read a lot of stuff online where it was like, you know, is my guy wearing Timberland boots? Is he running through treacle? All that type of shit. But again, because I didn't watch it, I can't really say one way or the other. What did you think? Did you have any opinions, really? I mean, you know.
My only opinion, I think, I knew that he was going to get slated. It's obviously all the Arsenal haters come out doing that, but I knew he was going to get slated for his 2 or 3 touches or whatever he had. But I think basically what I did get concerned about was not him, just the amount of time he's obviously got. I know he won't be match fit, but I do think that Arteta should have given him longer, because I think Arteta set him up to fail there by only giving him 15 minutes. It was probably the wrong time to introduce him. The same with Max Dowman. I think it was the wrong time to introduce him. And this is my concern, and I have got massive concerns about Arteta, and I have done since he was appointed. But I do think the fact that he didn't bring him on till the 75th, 76th minute, was it, or something like that, then I'm like, really, what are you doing? He's not going to be up to speed. He's going to be 3 or 4 players around him to try and prove a point. And it was evident, he had a couple of touches. And I think he did set Havertz up on one of his... I can't remember. I think he did set Havertz up one of his touches. But, I don't think we can judge him on that. It's unfortunate that he only got 15 minutes. It would have been ideal for him to start the game, because I think Havertz had about 5 or 6 chances that he fucked completely up, and that's obviously just Havertz being Havertz. And if he starts over Gyokeres against Man United, regardless of how fit Gyokeres is, then I think we're going to get what we deserve, and I don't think we'll get anything from the game against Man U. But again, who knows? We could beat. Is it Villarreal, Atletico Bilbao, or something?
Yes, yeah, we got Villarreal on Wednesday and then Atletico on Saturday. Yeah. I was going to actually go to that match, but to be honest, I was going to go with the wife, but she was like, "Well, I'll get tired really easily, so I'm not going to go by myself." So they weren't that expensive, like 37 quid. But I look forward. Nice. I look forward to these pre-seasons because I can actually get tickets to go there. So.
I would have gone actually if I could potentially. It's Wednesdays and I'm off Wednesday.
It's on Wednesday. I think there'll still be tickets available. But then again,
if you fancy going, I could maybe put a holiday in on Thursday or have a half a day or something.
I'll have a look at tickets as soon as we finish here.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Yeah, that's even better for me.
Anyway,
I wouldn't have minded, to be honest. But so yeah, with Gyokeres, obviously we have to be careful about not judging the guy for being on for 15 minutes. That's not what I'm saying. And because, even though I didn't watch it, I can't agree with these pundits or whatever, like the way that they described Gyokeres. It's like, well, what do you expect from the guy? He was literally 2 days prior, he was flying over to Singapore. And then to Singapore, and then he flew to Hong Kong. Yeah. And it's like, well, what do you expect from him? What do you want him to do? Of course, there's going to be a few steps behind. Like, if you thought anything else, you're stupid. That's the way I look at it. It's like, well, you're judging a guy. Like, why is he even part of a conversation? Yeah. Oh, Gyokeres came on. That's it. End of story. Just leave it there. Like, why do people need to carry on? Like, oh, he's doing this. It's like, okay, mate, no problem. But as far as I'm concerned, this part of the season does not count. This is literally pre-season. So. If I see him against, I think match fitness, he'll probably be ready for the Saturday game against Athletic. I don't think Villarreal. I don't think he'll be properly ready for that one.
Yeah, I mean, reading a few reports on the training since they've been back, apparently he's been an animal in training, even these last couple of days that he's been back. So it bodes well. I think I'm more concerned about the whole setup from Arteta. I mean, I haven't seen anything different in these games, and pre-season's all about trying something different, and we just look fucking predictable. And
we look the same.
It's just across the middle, then back, cross again, and it's just typical Odegaard to Ben White to Saka to back to Odegaard. Same thing. It goes from one side to the other.
The same,
There's nothing different, and you were saying, I know Zubimendi wasn't playing. He'll make a big difference. I do think he will. Saka looks a bit off it still. Odegaard still looks off it. Martinelli still looks off it. Like I think I sent you a few texts about. Yeah. And a lot of the players don't look ready. And I know it's not the start of the season yet. It's a pre-season, and these are what these are all for. But Tottenham are in the same position.
Yeah,
and they look completely different. They look better, in fact, I thought, in the game, personally. After about 20 minutes, we dominated, and then when they scored, that was it. No plan B. How do we break them down? 20 attempts on target, 20 attempts, 1 or 2 on target, something tough like that. That's not good enough.
It's, especially against Spurs, I don't think it was a good performance at all. And again, I know people are going to be like, oh, just pre-season and all that stuff. But again, we're just looking through the lens of a football match. I don't care what the fuck it's for. I'm looking at a football match. It wasn't kids playing out there. It was professional football players. You know what I mean? Absolute world-class players out there. So yes, I will judge as rightfully so, really, because of what we watched. It's like, well, hang on a minute. Do I have to watch 38 matches of the league doing this? Surely this is not the solution. Okay, great, you brought in the players, but you need to change tactics as well. It doesn't work like that. It's like, oh well, I'll just bring in Messi and Ronaldo. It's like, okay, great, but you literally have no tactics anywhere, so it doesn't matter who you're bringing in because you're going to do the same thing. You replace Messi with Saka with Messi, for example. Same triangle: Odegaard, Ben White, Messi.
Yeah,
same thing. Same thing. That's it. You close that down. End of story. Because we have nothing on the left hand side.
No.
So again, we will chat briefly about the left-hand side and what can be done. But yeah, I mean, especially that Tottenham game, I kind of wish I didn't watch it, because it was painful to sit through it and be like, I've seen this, I've lived through this. This is why we end up second, or this is why we can't get any further than February, basically.
I mean, you can. In all honesty, if it was the Premiership game, that goal wouldn't have counted, because obviously Richarlison did trip Skelly, and but that's not the point here. The point is they looked far more dangerous than us when they broke, and we looked toothless again. Yeah. Every time we went forward, it was toothless, and that's the worry. It's not the fact that it's a pre-season, it's against Tottenham. Yes, I understand that, but it was our third game. It was their first game in the Far East, and there should have been jet lag, blah, 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 blah. But they looked ready to play, and they looked ready to attack, and we just looked toothless. And that is my only concern. Regardless of the players, I applaud the club for bringing in the players that we kind of wanted. Not all of them, but we've brought in the Gyokeres, which was the main one. And I applaud the club for that, but now it's down to Arteta, and he has to change the way his tactics, because we can't just keep playing. It's too obvious for every single team that we play. Don't get me wrong, Tottenham are going to be a decent side. They're going to be a better side completely under Thomas Frank. But we were lucky against AC Milan. They had quite a lot of possession, and they should have scored. Newcastle were far, far better than us. But to an own goal, and we scored, and it was an own goal. They got it back to 2-2, and yes, we did win in the end. But they were better than us, and when we play them at St James's Park, guaranteed if we play that, they will beat us. So, I don't know what your thoughts are with regard to Arteta. I know it's very early, and people can't say you can't have Arteta out. I'm not Arteta out. I'm just concerned that he's got no plan B. And
I'm concerned with that as well, mate. And I think that is a point that we definitely made at the end of the season podcast, because again we are absolutely concerned with it, and it's worrying that again the club has brought in players and he's still not able to adapt. I know you said Zubimendi wasn't playing; he may do something different. I'm sorry, but I just feel like he's not going to do anything different to what we've already seen from an Arteta player. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be the same rigidity of, this is your place, you're going to make a run, come back, no shooting. So I think this is probably the best thing that can happen. We've got the players that they wanted, whether Arteta or Berta or whatever. If we don't do well, or the tactics don't change, then there's only one person to blame, and that is the manager. So unfortunately, at that point, it basically what we're doing now is we're sort of filtering down to where the actual problem is. And unfortunately, we've got rid of we don't have the squad depth, we don't have this type of player in this place, we don't have a backup keeper. We've got rid of all of that now. There's only one problem now. It's Arteta's tactics. Are they going to change, or are they not? And this is why we said at the end of last season, that's why we said that this has to be the most important season in Arteta's career, whole managerial career. This is it. Because if you cannot win any trophies, any worthwhile trophies with this team, then you do not deserve to be part of that team. We need a new coach at that time. So I think definitely we'll give him to the end of the season, see what happens, see what progresses. Maybe the matches that we saw against Milan and Newcastle and Tottenham, maybe it was sort of like, all right, lads, look, we've got new players, let's do some old stuff so they can get used to how we move. But then he's actually got tactics. I don't know. I don't think so. But literally grasping on on anything at this point in time, because we just don't know what's going to happen. But that's where I sit with Arteta. Yes, I want to see him succeed 100%. I am not Arteta out, but this is the season. Just before you jump in, right? Can you just answer me one question? Yeah, what other excuse can we use as an Arsenal fan base for Arteta if the same thing happens at the end of next season? Is there one?
The only The only excuse is that there's only one team that can win the Premiership. There's 20 teams, only one can win it. I know Wenger used to always say that you can spend £1 billion, but only one team can win it, and you've got to have a lot of luck, with injuries, referees, etc., etc. So you can't control all of that. But my concern is that Arteta didn't want to sign a striker because that would have then put more pressure on him 2 seasons ago, because everyone knew that we needed a striker 2 seasons ago. So he kind of pussyfooted around that, bought like wingers stroke attackers stroke midfielders, like in Jesus, in Trossard, in Havertz. They weren't out and out strikers, and he's never actually replaced Aubameyang, like we've always said, because maybe he actually didn't know what he was wanting to buy, whether he didn't trust himself into purchasing a striker. We always used to say, just buy someone, anyone. And I know, and my concern is that if he'd have bought it 2 years ago, we probably would have won. But because we didn't, it's put more pressure. And this is what's happened. The pressure's built and built and built because he never addressed the situation because of his stubborn arrogance, the board or whatever. But like I say, this is ultimately, it's culminated in this issue for him, for the club, for us, for everyone, because we know now the pressure's on everyone in that club to deliver something,
to succeed. To
succeed, exactly.
That's it. Yeah, that's absolutely. And I think you make a good point there, Steve. And new theory alert, by the way. New theory just popped into my head. And probably Arsenal fans aren't going to like it, or Arteta fans are not going to like it very much. But it kind of seems like, whilst he was Pep's assistant coach, okay, obviously Pep has his own, training sessions, he's got his own style and blah, 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 and how he plays and how he adapts. What if Arteta, because he didn't replace Aubameyang and he was very keen to get rid of Aubameyang as a striker, what if he did that because he doesn't know any other tactics apart from what Pep used to do before Haaland, where they had De Bruyne, making that run in, then you had Foden making that run in. Very successful, very good. But because Pep made that up, he knew how to use that exact tactic. Maybe Arteta, that's the only thing that he's ever learned. And again, because it worked for Pep, he thought, right, okay, well, let me just do this, which is fine. He changed Arsenal's way of playing from where we were, in the late 2010s, which was probably some of the worst Arsenal teams I've ever seen in my entire life and lived through. So maybe it's something like that. Maybe where it's like you said, he's delayed buying a striker because he's like, well, if I buy a striker, how the fuck am I going to use him? Because I don't know how to use a striker. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Pep's already jumped up. He's like, well, I've got all my players that can do, what De Bruyne used to do and so on, and Gundogan and all that stuff. So, and then he was like, well, fuck it, I'll buy a striker. How can that hurt? Do you know what I mean? Some matches you're gonna rely on Haaland to score your goals, which he fucking did in his first season. Some other matches you're gonna rely on other players to do that because Haaland's not gonna be part of that tactics. But what that does and what that shows is that Pep's already got 2 tactics on the pitch at the same time, right? That's the way I look at it. It's like, well, okay, Foden running through the middle with De Bruyne, obviously before he left, and that's not working. Okay, let's switch it up now. Everyone on Haaland. That's it. You've just messed up the other team because they weren't expecting that cross or them 3 crosses. Boom, 2 goals, just done. So I don't know. Maybe it could be something like that. Maybe I'm not doing him justice. I don't know, but it just feels that sort of way where it's like, yeah, you haven't bought a striker because you don't know how to use a striker. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, and it's a good analogy, really, of the Pep sort of situation. I do think that could have something to do with it, but you'd think to yourself, as a manager, you're getting so close. Just go and sign anyone, Chris Wood, Mateta.
So many strikers that he could have signed, yeah.
Just to anyone, just to put in there as a plan B, and he hasn't. And as much as, like you say, obviously we all want us to succeed. You want us to win the league. You want us to challenge and get to the Champions League final, etc., etc. But it's just his naivety of a top level when you need that little bit of nous, the little genius switches of tactics. He hasn't got it, and other managers probably do that are probably in a less successful clubs than us. Thomas Frank, for instance.
Thomas Frank, hey.
You know, but there is some managers out there that have had a bit of experience before Arteta got the job, and I just think to myself, you know, as much as I want him to succeed, we do want him to succeed, and he has changed the club. He's changed us from being fucking shit to actually challenging, and the fact is that we're nearly there, makes me think we're always going to be nearly there under him. Like you say, we could go and buy Eze, he could go and buy Rodrigo, but if his tactics are still, you know, in his infancy as such, I know he's 6 years into his job, but he still doesn't know any other different way, and I don't think it'll change until he's either sacked, relieved of his job. I don't know if I told you this or if it was something I'd wrote before, that he will become a better manager when he goes to another club. Unfortunately for us, he ain't going to do it, and I hope that, how can I put this? I don't want us to fail, but if that means bringing about change for something better, then I do want him to fail, and I think that's fucking shit coming from like a team that I want to win every fucking single game of everything, and I'm so depressed when we lose. If it means change, it's the same with Wenger. I didn't want him to get sacked, but sometimes you need that to bring about change because we was just stale. So if that means him going, unfortunately, and was us being shit this year, then but I hope not.
I think we may have missed a chance with Thomas Frank, to be honest, because like you, I think Tottenham are going to be a decent team this season because I think he's a very, very good manager. But you know, if Arteta ever leaves, I just, you know, I can't ever see him switching from Spurs to Arsenal like that. And I think it's a missed opportunity, to be honest. And this is the problem with bringing in the best managers around the world, bringing them to the Premier League, because, you know, unless Klopp comes in and, you know, takes over, or Guardiola, there isn't anyone else. Do you know what I mean? Because they're not going to switch their teams. Like even a Pep, he's not going to leave a Man City to join a rival club. Arne Slot, he'll never do that. You know. So again, these are just examples anyway. But I'm just saying, like, they're never going to do that. Thomas Frank, even though Tottenham may be shit under him, he still won't be able to switch because who'd want him? You know, the whole fucking philosophy of the club and you enemies and all that stuff. It's like, right, I don't care about that. I need successful managers. I need successful people coming in. But yeah, so with Arteta, I think that's kind of where I'm at. And you know, we've been like this for a while, to be honest, and I don't think anything's really changed. Yes, he's brought in the players that he should have brought in, you know, in January, if you ask me, to be honest, or the summer before. But I just don't think, I can't see that being enough. We're still missing players in key positions, especially that left-hand side, which is just, it's not going to do it. Martinelli and Trossard are not going to do it, and it pains me to say it because I really, really wanted Martinelli to succeed with us. I really, really did, and I'd hate to see him go to a European club and, you know, start smashing in goals like at a Sporting or a Inter or something like that, because that's where I think he'll probably go. He'll probably go to Serie A, and if he goes there, I think he'll be one of the best. But you know, that's just your difference in leagues. That I don't think that's got anything really to do with Arsenal. But
is it? Do you think, just going on about the left hand side? Do you think that's because we've got the striker, we've got the right side, we're fucking massively top heavy on the right side? I think we've got how many players on the right side?
Massively,
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Are we acting a bit like spoilt because we've actually got two players that would probably be in most teams in the Premiership? Maybe they wouldn't start, but they'd be in most teams, wouldn't they? Is it because we've been spoilt with Gyokeres, Saka, Wadweki, Dauman, whoever on the right? You know what I mean? And on the left, because it's always been a problem side for us. But is that down to when we had Xhaka, he kind of fed the left quite a lot, and he was pretty good down the left. And who was our left back when we were doing okay? Was it
when Xhaka was there?
When Xhaka was there, yeah. Was it Teeny or was round about Teeny?
It was Teeny-ish, yeah.
And someone else, I can't remember. But anyway, we seem to have a bit more. It was Zinchenko as well, wasn't it? I think when Zinchenko first
But that was
came.
near the end of Xhaka's tenure.
Yeah. But I just think that, you know, we've maybe been spoiled. And what do we actually want? I mean, who do you want? Rafael Leao? Do you want Rodrigo? Who do you want? You know, he's more central. Well, who are we going to get? Or Lookman? Let's talk of Lookman.
Honestly, I don't think it's really a personnel issue. I think it's just a tactical issue because when you look at the right hand side, okay, so what does Ben White do or Yerim Timber, right? They run up and down the flank, right, and they support Saka and Odegaard. So that's where your three comes. But what does the left back do?
Skelly. He goes inside. He goes in midfield, doesn't he?
What does Zinchenko do before that?
Yeah,
same
midfield.
thing. So all of a sudden you've got yourself, yes, you've got the midfielders, but then you don't have anyone to overload the left-hand side because now you've only got Rice in that position and Martinelli. But Martinelli needs an overlapper. When Martinelli was doing good, he had Tierney overlapping him. You know what I mean? And Martinelli was cutting into the side. So what I'm trying to say is like he has switched the left forward from cutting inside, and he's brought the left back cutting inside to support the midfield and overload the midfield, which is a great tactic. You know, it works, but you know, you could try something else, Mick, if you don't mind. You know what I mean? You could probably try that with Martinelli running into the inside. How's that going to hurt? Then you'll have Declan Rice, Martinelli, Gyokeres or Havertz in that sort of front, in that box area or just outside the box area. That's where you need these players. Do you know what I mean? Once Martinelli, the thing is with Martinelli now, he doesn't look very good because every other team has figured out what he does. Get the ball, head down, byline, try cross it in. Same thing, rinse and repeat. But if he one time does that cut to the inside from the left wing, cut to the inside, waiting for that ball to like be sliced in through from Odegaard or crossed in from Saka, that's where Martinelli is at his most dangerous. And he had 15 goals for us like 3 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago, whatever it was, right? And again, he was very, very, very good and very fun to watch because it's like, okay, he's got the ball. When he scored against Liverpool, I think maybe 2 seasons ago, when he literally attacked Van Dijk, that was central area. That was a central area. He was not scared of him. He just went straight at him. Boom.
I thought that was
I'm going to take that ball off you.
Was that Trossard? I can't remember if it was Trossard.
Trossard probably has done it, but Martinelli definitely did it. I think maybe 2 seasons ago.
I think he just gets. I think because he's been sussed out and the tactics of Arteta has been sussed out. Martinelli it's made Martinelli look so poor and average, and that's because he's got no support. And in fact, Nelson looks 100 times better. He looks more dangerous. He looks like he's got a trick on him. He can take people on. He's got better control. And when I was watching Martinelli against Tottenham, he was just like, he was knocking it. It was just telegraphed. I was sat watching it with the father-in-law actually, and we both said the same thing. He's just like, he's telegraphing where he's putting the ball, and defenders reading it. I mean, Porro did play well, don't get me wrong, but he should have had someone helping him out. He's just got no help, and that's down to Arteta. He's ruining a player, and I do think he'll probably ruin. I think he started to ruin Nwaneri, and I just hope to God that he doesn't ruin Darwin. I think Darwin potentially could have a bit more about him, where he just thinks, no, sorry, I'm just going to do what I want and take players on, because he was fantastic. But
he was brilliant.
Yeah, I just worry, and this is my concern, and I just hope it doesn't. Because really, when I think about it, you were talking about players there, and I'm thinking, we have got a fantastic team. We've had a Gyokeres, we've had a Badwegi, Darwin's coming on. If we just sorted that left side out, we could win it. Potentially.
One player. That's all we need for the left hand side.
Yeah,
that's literally, and you can get rid of Trossard or Martinelli. But we definitely need an addition in that position because again it's a problem and we're playing handicapped really. That's the way it looks really, doesn't it? We are playing handicapped. When you look at that left hand side, there is absolutely no fear from any team when they look at that like, oh, Trossard.
We'll just put 4 players over on Saka because on the other side they got Martinelli and he's shit.
Yeah, so he's not going to do anything going into the byline.
But if they added Leao. Imagine having Leao on one side, Saka and Darwin or whatever on the other side. They'd be thinking, fucking hell, and Gyokeres through the middle. They'd be like, shit, where do we mark?
See, this is why I say I think it's a tactical issue rather than a personnel issue, because even if Leao came to the team, I still think Arteta will either use him as more central like a Havertz or tell him to go down the byline. It can't be in that sort of arc. Do Do you know what I mean? From the left wing to the centre. It just doesn't... I don't think Arteta knows how to do that on the left-hand side. It's like, dude, just copy and paste what you're doing on the right. Put it on the left. Same thing. Same thing. Just get the player that you need and you're laughing. And the thing is, we have the players. You know, Lewis Skelly is very good. Calafiori is very good on the left-hand side. Zinchenko was very good on the left-hand side. Not defensively, obviously. I'm talking like actually passing the ball. So that's what Martinelli needs. Like you said, he needs that support where he has a safety net with someone overlapping him. And then he doesn't have to think of like, oh shit, now I'm going to have to make the final decision for this ball. And I just don't think that's his strength for him to make a decision, a good decision sort of thing in a high pressure moment. I just don't think that's his strength. Yeah. So that's why put him in, make him drop into the center, like sort of cut inside, take a shot. Then if not take a shot, you've got plenty of players on the right hand side who can jump in, like, you know, into the box, or you lay it off to them. They can take a shot. Saka, Odegaard, Ben White can take a shot. Havertz can take a shot. Well, you know,
careful.
Yeah, I was going to say sorry. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that really. But so again, this is that's why I say it's a tactical issue, and whoever comes and takes that position, I just think, you know, they need to be doing something totally different, because even if Leao came on, like I said, you know, he's going to be pushed on that wing, or he's probably going to do good for like a few months or a couple of games or something, and then he's going to be sussed out. It's like, okay, well, he likes coming inside, so let's just block him. Or then we pushed him outside now. Okay, well then that's just another Martinelli.
But I do, you know, you're right. But my argument would be that, you know, we need something different. We need a new player from a different league, because everyone susses out. If we had someone in from like a Leao or a Rodrigo, you know, it's a player that, you know, is new to the Premiership, so it would take a few months for teams to suss them out, and they won't know what he's all about. Everyone knows what Martinelli's about. Everyone knows what Trossard's about. So we're too predictable, and it's so obvious. And teams have sussed us out. I know against the better teams like the Liverpool Cities, you know, Chelsea's and stuff, they'll open up, so we'll have more space and we'll probably look all right. It's against the average teams that'll do the low block. We're fucked. It's tactical.
It's 6 teams that are sort of like top 6, if you will. Okay, great, but there's another 14 teams that you need to actually beat to get to the championship. So yeah, it is, again, that's just the way I look at it. I think it is more of a tactical issue rather than personnel, but let's see what Arteta can do, how he can adapt to this, because that's his next step. That's his next sort of achievement, or next step up, is to literally to adapt tactics. And from the 3 matches that I watched, I wasn't filled with confidence at all, because you'd think at the very least he'd try a new tactic in one of the matches. And just bringing in Max Dowman or putting in Waneri instead of Odegaard, that's not a tactical change. That's the same fucking tactics, just a different player in that.
Play Odegaard on the left to support Martinelli. And put Waneri there or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But
see how that works.
Do you think he's going to sign? I mean, do you think he'll sign anyone, or do you think if a new manager came in, they would be able to get the best out of and change the tactics up and have the best out of that current squad? Because I think the squad probably is good enough to make a serious challenge. I'm just not sure, like you say, whether Arteta brings anyone else in, whether the tactics side of it is going to be good enough. Personally.
Yeah, no, I again cannot argue with that, because it's just the way that it's looking, and for him, for Big Mick, like I said, I think, you know, surely there must be someone in his coaching staff who's suggesting or recommending, you know, new tactics or new strategies and whatnot. But again, so far in the 3 matches in pre-season, I have not seen them. So yes, again, caveat is that, you know, it is only pre-season, it hasn't started yet, we can't judge them. No, I'm not judging that. It's just, like I said, last pre-season we were excited because we fucking, you know, we were winning, we were playing well. Season before that, we were playing well in pre-season. It was something exciting. It's like, oh, fucking hell, have you seen all the players? Wow, that was brilliant.
That too. Sorry, interrupt there, but the two, not last season, but the season before pre-season was when we smashed every team and we looked fucking brilliant in pre-season, and we finished second by a point to Man City. So that makes me think, if we're not doing it this season, we're going to be way behind again. And we've got obviously the worst start going. So it's got to sort of kick into gear these next 2 games and really sort of start scoring 4 or 5 goals. Otherwise, we're going to be left behind. We're going to be too far behind by week 6.
I agree. And when was it last season? I think I went to watch the Bayer Leverkusen match for the Emirates Cup, and we played really, really well that match. Jesus came on. I think he assisted and scored. We played really
5-1
really well.
or something.
Yeah. We absolutely just dominated them. But again, unfortunate because the injuries hit. Like not so long after, like we had Odegaard and then Saka and then Havertz, and it's like, oh fuck, right, okay, yeah, that's really ruined us now because we could have played really well. But just judging from this pre-season, I can't see anything new and anything to get really excited about apart from a Max Dowman, which there you go. There's a nice little segue for you, Mike.
Yeah, just quickly, we just go on before we go on to Max.
Do it.
Obviously, Gabriel is injured, isn't he? That's been a massive worry and a concern. I think once he is back alongside Saliba, I think obviously will look completely different. I am not 100% sure with Skelly. As much as I do rate him, I do think he's got an error in him. Obviously, Raya as well. Yep. Fucking massive concerns about him. But yeah, I think obviously Calafiori's injured and Timber. I think once Timber and Gabriel are back, I think I'll feel a lot more sort of secure in thinking, well, we have got a chance against City, we have got a chance against Liverpool, we have got a chance against Newcastle. If them 3 aren't back by the time we start the season, we fucked. Yeah. Seriously fucked. Yeah. Regardless of Max Dowman and Gyokeres, Max Dowman, fantastic player. Honestly, he's going to be up there with... Obviously, you know how much I rate him. I rated Wanieri, but this guy's a level above. Seriously, above.
He was very, very good. And as for Gabriel, by the way, I'm not really that worried. We've got the Polish Gabby. So
no.
We've got Polish Gabby, man. He played really well. So I don't know what you're talking about. He was fantastic for the last few matches.
On the pitch. Sorry. No, he's not. He's not good enough, mate.
He is good.
He's all right against mid teams, but against...
he played well against the Reals and the.
They were shite.
Yeah, well, he played well.
You
can't dismiss that.
He's terrible.
He was not terrible. Don't be like that.
Listen,
but you're right. Though obviously we need full strength team for us to make any sort of judgments on them, and if we want good results, basically that's just the way it is. But Max Dowman, I watched him in 2 of the matches. I think the Tottenham one, the Newcastle one. Sorry,
he was
a bit later, didn't he?
He was good against. I think Milan was the first one where we thought, wow, that he came against Newcastle. It was like, wow, again.
Yeah,
but he didn't have as much time obviously against Tottenham. It was tricky sort of settings. Yeah,
which is fine because I think Did we chat about this on WhatsApp where we were like, they had three matches. They had 3 matches and they had to, travel to 2 different countries in crazy heat. And I think that was Tottenham's first match. Wasn't it? So again, this is why we when we discuss in pre-season, especially me and you, we're not discussing it in the sense of like, oh, that's what's going to happen for the rest of the season. It was more a case of like, okay, let's just see if there's a bit of excitement. Because like I said, 2 seasons ago, we were really excited about pre-season. We watched it like, whoa, that was, fantastic tactics. Everything's like, oh, okay, everyone's fluid, dynamic, brilliant. So yeah, I would love to see that again. But like I said, we just watch it for like little bits or little sparks of life where you think, oh yeah, that's good. And yeah, Max Dowman was the guy. And I think against Newcastle was more impressive because Newcastle, they're like a battering ram of a team, aren't they? Really, they just want to like swing bats at you, and that's
very physical team.
Very physical team. And then watching Dowman against Joelinton, it's like
brilliant.
Yo. Keep doing that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Keep doing that because Joelinton had a smirk on his face or a smile on his face after he got done by Dowman during the penalty, where you think, I know what you're thinking, mate. You're thinking, fuck, I've just been tortured by this 15-year-old kid.
Yeah.
He's just made me sit down. That's what he's just done there. And it was very, very enjoyable. And I think there was a couple of moments where he was swinging in from the right-hand side. And because the camera angle, he honestly just reminded me of Odegaard. I was like, whoa, Odegaard's good. Oh, wait, that's not Odegaard. That's Max Dowman. Even the commentator, the Arsenal commentator.
Yes, I remember.
From the app, he even said the same thing there. Oh, there goes Odegaard. And then he was like, oh, wait, that wasn't Odegaard. That was Max Dowman. So very, very good. I like the way he plays. And the thing is, when we compare him to Odegaard, I know you're not Ode's biggest fan.
No.
But the way that he moves is very different and unique to every other player that I've seen. Like, he sort of skips and hops around with the ball rather than sort of running with it. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like Max Dalman had a similar sort of thing. But then at the same time, he could actually run with the ball as well. So he had both qualities. But yeah, that's the thing with Odegaard. You know, it's him because of the way that he moves, and he sort of like hops and jumps around the ball trying to find the perfect sort of pass or angle or whatever. But yeah, in terms of Dalman, let's not get over excited and, you know.
I think with Dalman, I'm not, as much as I do like Saka, right? I do like Odegaard. I'm like, how can I put this? If I was the manager, I would start, very controversial, I'd start Dalman over Saka. He's more, me and my mate, right, we watch football quite a lot. He's a Leeds fan, dirty Leeds.
Yeah.
And we both know that Saka is not world class, if you know what I mean, with the fact that his touches, his final ball making decisions and things like that. As much as I do think he's a fantastic player, at times I think to myself, he's going to lose the ball here. And he showed that in pre-season, these last few games, that his touch isn't right with it, fitness or whatever. But even last season, like before he got injured, I thought, Saka, come on, what are you doing? You fucking shit, blah blah blah. But I think with Dalman, he's got control. He's always in control of the ball. He's always looking to take a player on. Saka is not as good. That's just me being honest. I don't think Saka is as good as Max Dalman. I know he's only 15. He's played 3 games, but I still think even them 3 games that I've seen, just the way he, like you say, he's a bit Kaka-esque. You know, that nice. Type of player.
Very nice. Lanky and
just
snaky.
Yeah. Even I'd go as far as saying it's something like a McManaman type of the way he glides with the ball.
Yeah.
You know, his little touches, his nimble feet. Saka never seems to be in control of the ball as much as he can take a player on. I don't think he's got that deft touch, if you know what I mean, with the ball when he's close in control, trying to take players on. I don't know. Maybe I might be completely wrong, and I know for a fact that Arteta, he's so stubborn. He will start with Havertz and Saka and Martinelli against Man United, 100%. But it'd just be nice for him to think, right, no, I'm not starting with you 3. I'm going to change it up and put Gyokeres, Dalman, and Nelson on to start it. You know,
just something random.
Just a nice, you know, a little bit of difference for the opposition to think.
Guessing, Keep them guessing,
I was expecting Martinelli and Saka because we know how to play against them, but you know, and I just think with I know he'll just use Dalman sparingly, which I can understand because he's 15 with like there's Ranieri and stuff, but I think Ranieri his time could be up, you know.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he signed a new contract till 2030. He's not.
Hang on a minute.
He's gonna be starting a lot more games.
Who's he going to replace? We've got Madueke.
Madueke is not going to replace Odegaard.
Dalman,
Saka. Again, he's not in Odegaard's place.
Who's going to be replacing Odegaard?
Nwaneri. Your boy Nwaneri. Like, that's what I'm saying to you. And again, well, I think he will be, because if Odegaard has an indifferent season like he did last season, then I don't see why he would be starting. I know he's the captain.
Is he the worst captain?
No. I mean, considering we had a guy who literally swore at the fans, I don't think he's the worst captain at all.
Who would you want to be captain, realistically? That Rice.
Yeah, Rice.
Because Rice has gone off. I think he's gone off the boil a bit. He's had a bit of a poor pre-season, to be fair.
Yeah. Look. I can't really blame them, because it is pre-season, and these guys have gone in from a full season ending to pre-season now, almost without any break.
You're saying that. Look, let me just interrupt, right? And I understand what you're saying. I understand any argument for people saying it's only pre-season. But you can say the same thing about the opposition. It's only their pre-season, so why haven't we improved? It's pre-season. Why haven't they improved? The other teams have. Tottenham have. Newcastle look better than us.
Well, Tottenham have. I mean, do we know that really? Because I watched that match, and again, we were poor rather than Tottenham being good. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, but they were direct. Rayos fucked up again with his stupid pass outs. when Skelly gets caught in possession, Odegaard for them looked really direct. Their midfield kind of bossed us. I mean, fucking, what's his face? We should have been banging trying to get him. Kudus. We should have fucking done everything to get him. Yeah. You can't get the ball off him.
He's a very good fucking player.
He is. He's a fucking a nightmare to get the ball off. So why weren't we in for him?
Again, it's tactical. It's tactical decisions because Arteta doesn't know how to play with these players. This is why it took him ages to get the team that he's actually wanted, because he wants specific players. Look at Zinchenko, look at Jesus. Do you know what I mean? Look at the Calafioris. Again, these are all similar players. Look at Skelly when he's come in. Similar player on that left-hand side. Left back who cuts in. Like, again, that's what he wants. Look at our front line. Look at Havertz. He's not an out-and-out striker, but where does he play? He plays in that number 9 position. You're sort of making them runs in or taking shots from the outside or whatever it is. Again, it's tactical issues that we're going through. I don't think it's personnel. Last season was a bit of an exception because of the injuries, but I just think it is a tactical issue, and until he changes that, until we can see that he's changed that, nothing really will change. It doesn't matter who you put in any place. And going back to the Saka discussion, again, this is going to be very, very controversial, what I'm saying. I'm tired of watching Saka play. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not sick. I'm just tired of watching Saka play because it's the same bullshit. Oh, let me do a little tip-top. Let me see if I can... Oh, I've lost the ball. Oh, okay, go back to Odegaard. Let me see if I can do a little... No, you can't. So, I'm sorry, but I've never seen him as a world-class player. I rate him. I think he's very, very good. Let's just be clear about that. But I'm just tired of watching him play. Like, he's not offering me anything exciting. He's not offering me anything to get excited over. I've seen him play. You haven't improved in any way at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's just the way I feel about Saka. So in kind of agreement with yourself. Never saw him as a world class. And again, what else have you got? That's literally where I'm at right now with Saka. It's like, cool. Yeah. What else you got? Show me something different. Oh, you can't. Okay, well that makes sense. So do you know what I mean? So that's why I say it's down to tactical issues, because when Saka first came onto the scene, like when he moved to the right hand side, we were loving him. We were absolutely loving him because he had freedom. Now it's almost as if he waits for Ben White to make that overlapping run. As if he's waiting for Odegaard to make that run centrally and not shoot the ball in an open position. So again, very boring, very, very boring. Like I'm not impressed with what I've seen at all. Yeah. From Saka especially. It's like, dude, you're supposed to be this great player. You're not showing me anything. You're not taking the game by the scruff of its neck. I've never seen you do that. When has he ever done that? No. When have you ever sat down and been like, fuck me, Saka just got 4 goals for us in that match? No, Arshavin's done that. Yeah. Against Liverpool. So, again, I'm not comparing them or anything like that. I'm just saying, he hasn't done enough for me to cream over like the rest of the Arsenal punditry and Arsenal podcast. Every time Saka's mentioned, oh, he's fucking brilliant. Where is the brilliance? The guy literally didn't even hit double digits in fucking goals last season in the league. Oh, he was injured. Okay, great. But what about the rest of the months when he was playing? What the fuck did he do then? What about the 1-0s that we needed him? Where was he then? So I'm tired of listening to Arsenal podcasts and other pundits who just constantly bang on about how good Saka is. It's like, dude, until he wins that Premier League trophy, and it's because he won it, because he scored 20 plus goals, I can't put him up there with the best wingers in the Premier League. I can't. Solid. Alexis Sanchez, just so we're clear on this, by the way, one of our, if not our best winger during the Emirates era. 100%. I don't care who comes into that conversation. Alexis Sanchez, the best winger that we've ever had in during the Emirates tenure. No, let's just 100%. I can't even put Saka in that conversation, mate. No, because he doesn't do the same thing. Saka is the type of player. It's like, well, I've got everyone else around me, so I'll do something. Great, that's fantastic, that's brilliant. But we need you to do something individually as well, individualistically. Fucking hell, that was a long word. Got bored halfway through that. I just don't think he has. I don't think he has what it takes.
No. You're right. Yeah, it's good that we agree on that. I wasn't expecting you to agree, but
I've been holding this feeling about Saka for a long time now.
Well, I'm exactly the same. As much as, like you say, he can sometimes change a game, and he sometimes does some good things, but like you say, he's not world class. But
no.
Just quickly getting on to, so we're getting into the Saka situation, and obviously the Martinelli and Havertz. Do you think? No, fucking hell, whatever happy are we? But signing Gyokeres, right? If Arteta's going to change the way the system is, then I'm kind of going to allow him a few months to sort of see if he'll bed in and such, and whether it'll work. But do you think that Gyokeres is going to score 25 goals with the way we play?
No, oh God, no. The way we play, no.
Because we're possession based, aren't we? We don't break. If he went to Newcastle, I think he'd look great, because they do like fast breaks and such, or Brighton or something like that.
Yeah.
But with us, we're possession based, so we allow the other opposition to get everyone behind the ball. So I can't really see him scoring that many goals unless it's against the likes of City, Liverpool, where they're actually pushing in our half and we can break away. But I'm kind of a bit worried now.
Even those have got world-class defenders. So,
well, yeah, I know. I'm as much as I was, over the moon that we've signed Gyokeres, I'm just a bit concerned. I don't know about yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the tactic situation, and we've seen, and nothing's changed, has it? So I don't really know whether a striker would make any difference. I'm not. Fucking hell.
I think with maybe. What's his face? Edu going out. Maybe Edu wanted a striker and he wanted to bring one in, because we've been linked with Sesko and Gyokeres during Edu's tenure, weren't we? Like way before. So I think he wanted to bring one of them in. Maybe Arteta. Sorry, this is only speculation, by the way. It's just putting like a couple of puzzle pieces together and then getting a fucking fine picture. But I think he wanted a striker. Edu. So Arteta didn't want a striker because, again, doesn't know how to fucking play with one. With Berta coming in, maybe it was a case of like, well, hang on a minute, mate. I'm going to be your boss in a way. So we need a striker. And I think it kind of feels like it took so long to get it over the line, because maybe Arteta was looking for different alternatives. You know what I mean? Like, I can get Rodrigo and Leao and Eze. But do we need a striker for? But unfortunately, it seems like, the board or the executive board is actually won out in this case. So yeah, tactically, mate, that seems to be the theme for me now, going into the new season. It's not even about personnel, and I know people listening probably be like, well, like you said, you're never happy. It's like, well, of course we're never happy, because we haven't won a fucking trophy. So until we win that, why would I be happy? Like, whoa, good, we signed a striker. Okay, great. So you've just spent 60-70 million on a striker, which we don't know what he's going to do in a team where everyone knows the tactics. Let's do the math, right? So yeah, it's that's why I think I said to you on a message, it's like I just haven't been excited at all. Like,
I thought
I was going to be. I thought I was going to be excited, but I'm just not excited. Again, after watching them 3 matches, it just wasn't convincing. Like, I think that's probably the key word. It wasn't convincing.
Absolutely.
At all.
What would make you excited? Is it going to be someone that we sign or not? It's not, is it? It's if we change the tactics against Villarreal or whatever, and it looks like we've tried something different. But even until Manchester, until the first game of the season, I'm not excited. I'm not optimistic.
Nope.
I don't think that currently we're going to be anywhere near the title, personally, on these performances. So
we could be top three, but that doesn't mean that we are top. So
we still could be 10 points behind, I think.
Yeah,
and absolutely. I do think there's other teams. I think Chelsea are going to be massively, massively different. I know they're Chelsea, but they're going to be a lot better. Yeah, and I do think
Tottenham are going to do the same.
Tottenham, I think Newcastle as well. I know
Newcastle as well. Yeah.
I know the Champions League might have different bearings on both of them, because the squad's probably not as good. But if they go out early on, I still think they're going to be strong in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
I haven't heard much about Aston Villa or anything like that, so we won't even, I don't know what they're going to be like, but the teams that we have just discussed, they are, immediate threats. Immediate threats. Even United, we say that and then we lose to United, so you know it is what it is. But so yeah, I think that's where I'm at going into the season. I know it doesn't start for another 2 weeks, but that's literally where I'm sat right now. And until I see like convincing performances, and I'm not talking about consecutive wins. Do you know what I mean? I want to see consistent performances. Like, you know, I want them to be at the same level, and not like a match we play well and then 3 matches like, oh, we get draws. It's like, no, I don't want any of that. I've seen that. I'm not excited about that. I need to see now that you've got the squad, or almost the full squad that you need, maybe barring one player. Now I need to see tactical changes. And like you said, I know people are going to be like, well, you're never happy. Well, you know, that's the problems. We're working down or taking off our problems one by one. Like I said to you, we signed the players that we needed. Now there's only one thing to take off, and that is the tactical, the manager's tactics.
Yeah.
If we can take that off, then we are laughing. We are off to the races. And let's see what the match against. Are we at home against United, by the way?
No.
We're Old Trafford.
Old Trafford.
We're Old Trafford. Fucking great. Oh, fantastic. Great. Okay, so first match of the season, we're not really going to see any good tactics, are we? Let's face it. It's going to be the same bullshit, right? So yeah, you know, we can't expect too much from Arteta to have attacking tactics and defensive tactics and make them work at the same time. So yeah, I'm just I don't really have much to say on Arsenal. Like, you know, in the matches, feel free. Anything you want to add, anything that you want to discuss, by the way, like just drop it in here, because I feel like I need to like rant a little bit about how fucking shit the season's gonna be.
Do you know what worries me is if I've passed my negator on to you, haven't I? Because I think you were quite, you know, optimistic.
I was, but then everything that I was optimistic about proved me wrong. Havertz, Odegaard, there was some other stuff in there as well. Arteta,
Raya,
yeah. I still have faith in Raya, to be honest.
Really,
but yeah, I still have faith in the goalkeeper. I think he's a good goalkeeper, to be honest with you. I think, again, if tactically, because of the way that Lewis Skelly moves, it's kind of like, dude, you need to be in the position where the ball comes to you rather than hide behind players. So
just getting back to Raya and his faith in him. I mean, did you actually watch him against Tottenham?
You're right. You're absolutely right. I think
it just looked like a kid at a playground, like just trying to get bubbles.
Yeah, he did. He looked uncomfortable, to say the least. To put it in a nice way, he looked very uncomfortable.
I was watching it and actually laughing to myself, thinking, really, you are not that bad. But you're proving how bad you are. How many times you came and flapped and missed, and I was thinking, fucking hell, what on earth are you playing at? And then obviously his positional sense, his pass outs, don't get me started. But yeah, look. We'll move on if you want, and obviously, you know, I'm watching the time. We'll move on. We'll have a quick chat about F1. We'll come back and visit, you know, a couple
more Arsenal stuff.
Yeah, maybe just a couple of days before the season starts, and discuss it then, because I think we have got a lot off our chest, and I do understand both our frustrations, because we haven't seen anything different. So why would we feel any different if we've not seen anything different? So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like you said, I had faith before I've watched pre-season.
Yeah,
and that's just down to what I saw from the team. That's not even like imaginary stuff that I've made up. It's literally what we watched. And one thing before, last thing actually on Arsenal and the Arsenal sphere. I am really, really disliking some of these podcasts that I've really loved, and I know I sent this to you on a message on WhatsApp. It's honestly like, it just doesn't feel realistic. It feels like they're pandering to the masses. You know what I mean? It's like, well, don't forget, it is only pre-season and we were tired and all this. It's like you said, the other teams have gone through exactly the same thing. Maybe Tottenham, the outlier, because that was the first match of pre-season, but you know, they had to travel places and they weren't there for a lot. I think they were in Korea before, or they're going to Korea, I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm just tired of hearing these guys talking about, like, you know, making excuses basically. I'm just tired of the excuses. I'm I'm tired of it all. Like,
there can't be any more excuses.
There can't be. There's absolutely no more excuse. I don't want to hear it. Oh, we got this injury, we got that injury. Right, fuck that. Right, that's not an excuse anymore. If you think you're gonna have injuries, like you've got Calafiori who is injury prone, you've got Zinchenko who's injury prone, Jesus is the same, and you still constantly playing them, you know, crazy matches or crazy amount of minutes. Then what do you think is gonna happen?
Yeah.
That's your problem, right? That's your problem, manager. Why are you overplaying these players? And Saka's come back from injury. Odegaard's the same. Havertz's the same. Martinelli obviously injured as well. Gabriel coming back. It's like, dude, you need to, you know, this is not over yet. You just because you bought in players, that doesn't mean like you're complete yet, because you're still missing players through injury, which are a result of last season, where you overplay players because, again, you didn't spend in January and so on and blah, 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 which we've already discussed. So I'm just, again, for me personally, there is absolutely no more excuses, and I really hope that these Arsenal podcasts and shows, I hope they talk about the same stuff. Like, of course I want my team to win. Of course you want our team to win. Absolutely. There is no doubt about that. But unfortunately, I have not seen enough to back that winning horse, if you will. I just haven't seen enough to put my money on Arsenal winning.
No.
So I just really hope that stops, because it's getting really boring now. It's like you just keep making excuses for no reason whatsoever. Like, you know, oh, they moved from Singapore to Hong Kong and, you know, we only had 3 days rest. Right. All the preseason teams are doing the same thing. They're literally doing exactly the same thing. Traveling, playing, resting, or training, resting, whatever it is. Same thing. So there's, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm tired of it.
You just said it all there in one go, but I agree totally. I think it might be that the fans that have been fans for, say, the last 10, 15 years that are on that kind of still on the side of the board, the manager, this, that, the other. I think it's the old hardened supporters like us that have been fans for 30 odd years.
Easily, yeah. And
we are under the impression that we've seen it all before. We know exactly what's coming year in, year out, so we know the process of which manager, how we have to give every manager. We didn't give obviously Emery enough chance, I don't think, but we sorry.
Yeah, I was going to go finish it.
Yeah, no, I just think that we give Arteta 6 years. We give Wenger 20 years, but he won the title after 3 or 4 years, didn't he? Yeah. So absolutely. I think we've got to now be a bit more ruthless if Arteta's not the man. We can't possibly forget these fans that say, you got to give him time. They don't understand, and they're not genuine.
Mate. 6 years.
Yeah. Exactly.
6 years we've given him. Like, I don't know what constitutes as the right amount of time, but 6 years, I think it's fucking over and above what he deserved, really. Let's just be honest with ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And I think experience and history has fed our skepticism. That's just the way that we look at this. We've been through this, we've seen it many, many times, so that's what feeds our skepticism, unfortunately, until we see something different. But again, I'm not going to be the guy to be like, I was wrong. If we win the season, if we win the league, I'm still not going to be out there going, I was wrong, I'm sorry. No, fuck that. No, you should have been doing this 3 years ago. Like, we shouldn't be having this conversation right now. Right now, it should be like, are we going to go for a consecutive third fucking title?
100%.
So unfortunately, that's never happened. And again, Arne Slot came in, won in his first season. That meme that's been going around. What's his face? Alonso with Bayer Leverkusen, first season in charge, won everything, went invincible.
Yeah.
So what's the excuse now? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is the excuse? Okay, last season you can make the argument that the injury and some of the officiating and blah blah blah. Don't leave yourself in that position.
No.
Right. Literally, you cannot rely on someone else's control. Like, that's it. If someone else has got it under control, you can't do nothing about that. You can only do what you can do.
Some of the officiating was bad, like you say, but at the end of the day,
it was terrible.
We weren't good enough in other games, so exactly. You can't blame it all on that. But
exactly,
just quickly on Son leaving Tottenham. Glad. Sad.
I
like him as a player. He was a good, but he was always good against us as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So,
where's he going, by the way? Where's he going?
He's nowhere yet. I think he's just obviously leaving at the end of the August, I think.
Wow.
So he's just
bring him in.
He's free to go.
Bring him in, Nick.
And
left side.
Yeah, Mad Dog. Mad Dog's injury.
I think it's quite good that he's leaving, because now all of South Korea will stop supporting Tottenham. So
Yeah, but could be a good little alternative to Martinelli.
I have absolutely no doubt. I've always rated Son.
Yeah,
honestly, I've
great
always
player.
rated him. So yeah, it's just unfortunate that he's been at Tottenham and he's wasted a career.
Yeah. What about Maddison? Mad Dog? He's injured as well. Looks a bad one.
Yeah, I've never really cared for Maddison, to be honest with you. Never really liked him. I think he's an overrated player, and I think last season proved that, to be honest.
Yeah,
that he's overrated, and yeah, I don't really care for him. He actually lives around here. I was say around the corner, but like there's many corners.
Nearish.
Lives
within 100 miles.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I saw his Range Rover not so long ago. It said JM10 Mad. So I was like, I'm pretty sure that's James Maddison.
Yeah.
So, and it was because I did like a little research. I was like, yeah, that's it.
Do you know what? I, as much as like you say, you might not like him. I do kind of like him, and I thought a bit of a character, which is not many in the Premiership anymore. Just got a bit of something about him, a bit of a tit, but I liked him he was all right.
The reason I don't like him is because he seems to think that he is better than he actually is.
Yeah,
that's what I don't
we
like.
were in for him, weren't we? And like there was like him, Odegaard, and I kind of rate him. I think he was all right. And as much as we say about Odegaard because he's our captain, he flatters to deceive quite a lot of the times. Odegaard.
I mean, last season, I think that was the season where you sort of think, damn, Odegaard, I need more from you.
Yeah.
But, season before that,
he was all right, yeah.
He was very good,
mate.
He got the goals, he got
the
assists. Yeah, absolutely. So again, so hopefully now that with the squad being rebuilt, I'm hoping that we're going to go back to 2 seasons ago where we've got enough players, enough depth to sort of play that sort of game. With some tactical changes, obviously. But anyway, right, should we quick chat about F1?
Go on then.
How are you feeling? Did you like the race? Did you like the Hungaroring?
I thought, obviously, I watched qualifying. It was well pissed off with qualifying for obvious reasons.
Yes, I've got that message. I was behind at that time, by the way. I was about 10 minutes behind. Oh, yeah. But the thing is, as soon as you said it, I knew why you said it.
Yeah.
And I still watched it anyway.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do all right because obviously he got into Q2 and stuff like that. Yeah. I thought it'd be all right, but fucking hell. And he's obviously now coming out and saying, I say I'm not good enough, sack me. I might thinking there's something not right, is there? Fucking hell. For him to come out and say that, he's obviously either going through he's obviously got a depression problem. He's actually got some sort of mental issue. Just to come out and say it.
He did that for a while. He had that for a while, didn't he? He had that when he was at McLaren.
Did he?
Yeah. That was actually a known thing, to be fair.
Right. He needs to get back on the Prozac.
Whatever he was that he was taking, or maybe he just needs the 8th world championship, and then he'll be all right. But yeah, I mean, it is something that's been known about Hamilton, that he does struggle with depression now and again. I'm hoping that he hasn't put himself into a fucking hole now where he literally can't get out of, because this is not the right time. You've got 2 weeks off now. Go away, rebuild, have a chat with your team, with your engineers and all that stuff, and then come back the second half of the season strong. Because I still think he could do something with Ferrari. I think he can help the constructor second, really, because you're not going to beat McLaren. McLaren has pretty much sealed it now, especially at this point. They've pretty much sealed it, unless something drastic happens and they've found that they're cheating, which I still maintain could be a possibility.
Yeah.
I just don't. Yeah, it's a bit weird that their car is so quick, and none of the other professional engineers and team principals have caught on as to why they've been so quick or what development. So yeah, I just find it a bit sus, to be honest. And what makes it even more sus is the fact that it is McLaren, and they have been known to do that type of shit. Yeah, I mean, they had the Spygate scandal with Ferrari. Remember that back in 2007?
Can't, no.
They got fined 100 million,
nice.
And I think they got one of the titles stripped from them. Yeah, because basically what happened was that some of the McLaren guys were stealing Ferrari engineering tips or whatever it was, because obviously during the 07 season when Kimi Räikkönen won, Ferrari had a very good car. So, and then subsequently after that, that's when everything started coming out to light, where it's like, well, they've actually been in cahoots. One of the Ferrari engineers has actually been selling to McLaren, but because McLaren were the ones copying, they're the ones who got fined 100 mil.
No.
So they're known to do this type of shit McLaren, and even during the whole Renault Honda engine fiasco, where again it was. So I won't be surprised if something dodgy's going on there. But anyway, up until that moment, they have been the best team. They've got very good drivers in both Lando and Oscar, and I can't deny that anymore because Lando put in a hell of a drive, especially today. One stopper. I thought he did brilliant. Yeah, considering how we started, which was like, dude, you've just got taken by 2 fucking cars, and one of them's a 45-year-old Alonso. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But he made it back. Strategy worked. He listened to the team. Yeah, I thought he had a fantastic race, to be honest. And you won't hear me saying that about Norris.
You're not his greatest fan, are you?
I'm not his greatest fan, but I think he's sort of come out again. He sort of realised where he was going wrong, but he still has this sort of attitude where it's like when when was it last week, wasn't it? Where was it last week? Spa. So last week was like, well, maybe it just wasn't good enough, and all this again, just sort of doing that self-deprecation, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Because it's like, because we've heard it before. It's not like, again, you do this, Lando, and every time you do this, this is your response. Like, I don't need this from you anymore. Like, yeah, it happened. Let's move on.
Yeah,
that's it. Just 3 words.
He's kind of not making excuses, but I think he was. Yes. Yeah, but I do like him. Obviously, he's English as such, but I do like him. But I think Piastri's a better driver, and I do think Piastri was going to overtake him. But obviously, when the team orders came on and said, "Look, do it fair, but don't take any car. Don't damage the race as such in your positions." Because I think he definitely was going to take him, but
he locked up, didn't he? He locked up.
He locked up, and then
before the end,
and I just thought, I thought he was going to get in, but I think they just obviously thought of the team, didn't they? Really, as a whole.
Which I think it's a bit wrong because you've got 2 drivers who are fighting for a championship. You just let them loose.
But it makes it more exciting, I think, the fact that Lando won, because it's closed it up. Otherwise, it's 9 points. It would have been 23. So makes it more interesting, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
For everyone.
I like the fact that we've got 2 drivers going in for a championship. Yes, they're from the same team, but that actually makes it a bit more exciting because think of Vettel and Webber, think of Rosberg and Hamilton. Very good. Obviously Barrichello and Schumacher when they had that whole 1-2 finish at the line and all that shit. It's like, I want to see now 2 drivers who are fighting for a championship. I want to see them just let them go. Let them crack on. Whatever happens, it's up to them, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. McLaren are in no danger to be overtaken in the constructors, so let's just say that's already won. So now you've got 2 drivers, so if you favour one or the other, well, guess what? You're not going to have the other one next season, because you're going to be like, well, I'm a fantastic driver, I'll just go to any other team, gladly have me. So in a way, if they favour Norris, Oscar's the type of guy where Webber, because Webber's his manager, and Webber will just be like, I'd leave. I've seen this before, I'd leave. And honestly, that's where Ferrari should be the first team to jump in and grab Oscar. The first team. See you later, Lewis.
Yeah,
see you later, Charlie.
100%.
I don't care who it is. Someone's going. I don't give a shit. You bring Oscar in because he's a fantastic driver. So, I'm not going to say disappointed that Oscar didn't win, because I don't really care about McLaren that much. I'm a Ferrari guy. So, I was disappointed though with
Charlie.
With Charlie. Yeah, it was a bit.
He was a bit shit, wasn't he, today?
Yeah.
Because I thought, obviously I know we sort of text and stuff, and we were saying, he got 2.5 seconds ahead. And when I'd sent a message back to you saying, Oscar's going to catch him, it looked for all the whole race after that text he wasn't going to catch him. I thought, shit, he's not. Charlie's got it, but obviously I don't know whether it was just a power issue or whether
it was a strategy issue from McLaren, where they were just like, all right, Oscar, let it loose, and he let it loose.
Yeah, was he just saving his battery as such?
Yeah. I think he was saving, because he was asked a question. I don't know if you caught it or not, but he was asked a question whether he wants to challenge Leclerc or he wants to challenge Norris.
Yes, I saw that.
So that was right at the beginning, wasn't it? And he was like, well, I'd rather challenge my championship rival. So I think that's what he did. And honestly, to McLaren's strategy today was fucking epic. Yeah. Absolutely epic. 2 of the quickest pit stops this season, 1.9 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
after the thing is, when Norris came in to the pits and they had that 1.9 second pit stop, as soon as he came out, I thought in my head, I was like, this guy's going to win it.
Really?
It just had it. There was something about it. Like the whole team came together and everyone came together for Lando to do it. And fair play to him. He managed to see it all the way to the end.
I know. I was worried. I was worried that because he was putting such epic laps in, once he got his new tyres, I thought they're going to be off by the end. And Piastri did catch him up, but I think the back markers probably did help Norris, didn't they? Because he was mourning that they were going to let me down, or get out of the way, and they just getting on to obviously Hamilton. Then that must be so galling for him to get lapped. I don't think he's ever been lapped really in his career as much. I don't think he's actually been lapped before. Maybe 2
seasons ago, Verstappen did it, I think.
Did it? Yeah.
When they had the dominant Red Bull, I think that's when he did it. But that was just a crazy Red Bull. So,
and Red Bull, what's happened to old Maxi boy?
Well, it's not as easy when you don't have fucking Christian Horner at your side, is it?
It's like showing, isn't it? Did he qualify fourth?
Yes.
And they ended up, what did he end up, 8th or 7th or something?
8th, yeah, because I think he had messed up with the strategy or something like that.
He came in too early, didn't he?
Yeah. So they came in too early, just trying to try something different. But
I mean, what was Hamilton's strategy on the hards? I thought he was going to go longer. I don't really get it. I don't really get their strategy. Because he was on the hards, wasn't he? And I thought that was again further on, which he did, but didn't help him at all, did it?
It didn't. I think with Hamilton and Leclerc, I think they were happy with the car setup during qualifying with the medium tyre. But then, like Martin Brundle said, he said, well, let's not forget, once you change tyres, that setup that you have on the wings, that's going to change as well, because you've got totally different dynamics now. So I think that's what happened with both Ferraris, to be honest with you. I think being on the hard tyre, yes, it extended his stint, but it also hampered his race as well because of the fact that it wasn't really set up for the hard tyre around the track. So that's what happened with Charlie. Obviously, once he went into the second set of hards, that's where it was like, right, game over for you, mate, I'm afraid. And I actually missed that a little bit as well, because because I was in the kitchen doing some stuff. When I came back in and I saw Charlie
fourth,
George
overtook him, didn't he?
I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then they had the battle with George right at the end, and I was like, I know you pissed off Charlie, but that doesn't mean you have to T-bone this guy. Like, what are you doing, man? What the hell was that?
Has he subsequently been fined or
he got a
penalty?
5 or 10 second penalty, I think. 10 second or 5.
So has he dropped any more places? I don't think he has he?
Do you know what? Let me see, because once the race is over,
I'm sure he's about 20 seconds ahead of Alonso.
Let's have a look. 2 seconds. Let me pull this up. But yeah, I think that bit at the end, it was sort of like telling really how pissed off he was. So Charlie finished 4th. Yeah, 4th.
It didn't affect him.
No, it didn't affect him apparently. So that's pretty fucking. But yeah, so all in all, I think it was. I thought it was a good race. I enjoyed watching that, to be honest. And so just reading a little bit here on that whole George thing, and we had a problem with the chassis, he said.
Who said
now
that?
I've had more so this was Leclerc, he said he had a problem with the chassis. So I need to read that a little bit more, actually. But yeah, sorry, real quick before we go, just that whole incident, or what could have been a crazy incident between him and George. I've never seen Leclerc pull any move like that before.
Bit of a dick,
ever.
Wasn't it? Really,
it was a dick move. Both times, 2 laps in a row. He did that dick move. So yeah, I just hope that doesn't play in his head. But if he's come out and the team's already said that it's a chassis problem, then again, one of those frustrating things where it's like, well, at some point you're gonna have to give me a good car here. You're gonna have to give me a winning car here because you haven't given me one. So again, Lewis going through the same thing, and yeah, just a bit of a shame, really. A bit of a shame, because I really thought Charlie had a comfortable race during the first part of the race, and then after Norris changed tyres and Leclerc went for a second pit stop, that was the end of that.
Okay, well,
that was the end of that. I don't know whether they could have extended Charlie's stint on the hards to go on a one-stop strategy. I don't know, but obviously, they started on the mediums.
They were about 20 seconds behind in the end. Well, that's the worrying thing 42, for the rest. Was
42 seconds.
Jesus, that's a lot. Considering you started pole and you had a 2.5 second gap at one point, so 3 second gap.
Oscar was 7/10 away from Norris by the end.
Yeah.
Russell was 22 seconds by the end, and Leclerc was 42 seconds.
Wow.
42 seconds.
From first
he
to
was in the
fourth.
race lead, by the way.
I know.
He was in the race lead, so...
That is fucking bad.
That's mad. That really is mad. And, yeah,
I mean...
I don't know.
Yeah, it's worrying, isn't it? I mean, because I think they brought some upgrades as well, hadn't they, Ferrari? And it just makes you think, well, if Lewis was in that position from first, what would he have done? But if the team was if he was at Mercedes and he was like the number one driver, you'd think that if he was the number one driver at Ferrari and he was leading the race, I don't think. Well, you don't know, but I can't imagine him losing him by that many points. Seconds, sorry.
I can't either, to be honest. And but look, let's see what the next race in
Is it
Holland
Brazil,
is.
isn't it?
No, Netherlands.
Oh, right, okay. Not Brazil.
Did we have Brazil? I think we already had Brazil, didn't we? Did we have Sao Paulo? I'm sure we had Interlagos. If not, then it's definitely at the end of the season.
I thought it was Brazil because we're on about Is it Bortoletto's Brazilian?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it was.
So next race is in Dutchland.
Deutschland. For sure.
Brazil is November.
Ah.
Yeah, Brazil is November. Oh, wow. Triple headers, man. Last 3 rounds, Vegas, Qatar and Abu Dhabi.
Nice.
Triple headers, love it. Abu Dhabi race 5th to the 7th of December, so that could be when my son is born.
Nice.
Come on, Ferrari. but yeah, look, Stevie, if do you have anything else that you want to add, mate, before we get this off? Because it's been an hour and a half.
I know, yeah, amazing.
It's actually been 2 hours when you think about it.
Fucking hell, it has, yeah. Jesus Christ, my back's killing. No, mate, I'm just, like I say, we're happy about, obviously, Arsenal. We're happy about, well, we're not happy about Formula One. But yeah, it's just, I'm not as depressed, I'm not as like manic looking on my phone for the transfers. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
I think we're linked with some sort of French defender at the moment. And obviously,
we forgot Mascara, didn't we?
Mascara, yeah.
Well,
but we're linked with another defender for like a left back or something. And yeah, I keep looking at the Eze situation, but so what?
I think his clause finished today.
68 million, clause.
Yeah, which obviously that means from tomorrow. It's going to be like, well, 95 actually. Did we mention that?
Yeah,
it's 95 we want for this guy. So
forget him. Just go for Lukman or Leao.
Yeah, go for. Well, Leao's not going to be cheap either. But then again, if you got Zinchenko, you could probably wait it. We'll give you some money plus this guy, whatever it is. Yeah, they were talking about potentially Trossard going the other way, and then
to Palace,
and then Eze coming in with some cash as well. But I don't know. Again, right now, I don't care about who we bring in. I care about tactical changes and actually playing well. So
yeah, we'll see what happens on Wednesday, mate. I'll keep in touch.
I'll check some tickets.
Yes,
if I can find some. See what we can do. I'll drop you a message tomorrow morning.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Brilliant.
Yeah, fantastic.
We'll cool deal.
Will be good.
Excellent, right. Brilliant. It's been lovely to chat to you, mate. And I know it's been a while, but let's not leave it that long again. And thank you so much for everyone who has been here listening and you've been patient with us. And we will catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe. Stay alert.
Au revoir. CZ. Oui.
Love it.